Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Vicente, and a buddy of mine called last night and was talking to me about the wrap on my car, and actually made me chuckle a little bit. Did I just say chuckle? Chuckle a little bit because he said, I had to Google what a wrap was when you were talking about it. And it got me thinking. He wasn't the only one that asked. I got a few comments online as well as other friends asking me what a wrap was and should they do it on their car. So today, let's talk about it. What's a wrap and should you consider it? Let's start with the basics. What is a wrap? A wrap is essentially a vinyl decal you put on your car. Yes, a giant sticker we're putting on a car. Now, some of the higher end wraps come with a ceramic coating for even further protection. They come in pretty much any color and finish you could possibly imagine, whether that be gloss, satin, or matte. There's various brands out there. 3M is typically king of the hill in that regard. Really, the sky's the limit on this one, or your imagination. And if you don't know, anytime you wash your car, use the 2-bucket system. So I want to tell you a couple of the reasons why I chose to do it on my car first, at least ones that are specific to my car. Keep in mind that when I tell you about all the reasons why you might want to consider it for yours, a lot of those came into play in my decision process as well. So Teslas are notorious for having thin paint. Well, what does thin paint really mean? Long word. Essentially what that means is something that hits your paint, say a big bug or something along those lines, probably wouldn't do anything. If one of those hits this, there's a chance it chips it or scratches the paint. Also, another thing I considered was that this doesn't have a front grille. It's a painted front. So all that debris and bugs that typically hit the front of your car are now just slamming right into mine. And I didn't want a bunch of chips and scratches on mine. And well, the last reason is one that you guys already know about. I only had 5 colors to choose from when I chose this car. I like the white, but maybe I like another color more. So a few reasons you may want to consider doing a wrap yourself. Well, we all know that white and silver and black are the top resale colors for cars. And so we tend to all buy them, which is why every car on the road looks exactly the same. Well, you can wrap your car any color you want without affecting your resale value. So your wrap is removable. Put it on, and 5 years later, take it off and sell your car without any issue. And that leads me right into another one. So your car's paint fades over time. It naturally does. And as it fades, it becomes harder and harder to match should you ever get into an accident or get a big scratch that you want to get taken care of. With a wrap, you're preserving that original color, or at least as close as you can. And if anything ever jumps up and scratches your wrap, you can rewrap just that piece instead of the whole car. Again, preserving that resale value. So let's quickly talk about a couple of myths. Myth number 1, you can do this yourself. No, you can't. Okay, there's probably half a dozen of you out there that could wrap your own car, but I would definitely not recommend it for the vast majority. It's a much more labor-intensive and difficult task than you may believe. Myth number 2, it's cheaper than a paint job. Well, not so much either. See, a typical wrap is going to run you between $3,000 and $4,000, and some high-end wraps can be well over $10,000, $15,000. So, not really cheaper than a paint job either. Now, it is cheaper if you have to rewrap one panel versus repainting your whole car, but it's definitely not a cheaper experience. Myth number 3, a wrap will cover up damage on your car. We're gonna go into that a little bit more when we talk about how they install it, but if your paint or car looks like crap now, a wrap will just make it look like a colorful crap. Okay, so now we've covered why I'm doing it, why maybe you want to do it, some of the myths, some of the cost. Maybe I should tell you about the time frame and kind of how they do it. So the very first thing they're going to do is clay bar your car. If you don't know what clay bar is, it's pretty much exactly as it sounds. They're going to take a block of clay or a clay bar, wet your car and rub it over your car. It's a really effective way of cleaning it. Attaches itself to all the little bits and pieces that are in your paint. Think about when you were a kid and you played with silly putty or Play-Doh. Anything it touched would get sucked up inside. And clay bar is really no different. It's going to do that to your paint and remove all that little crud in there. Even if you don't do a wrap and you've never clay barred your car, if you want to see your car look better than it ever has, clay bar it. It'll be worth it. Once they're done clay barring your car, they're actually going to go as far as removing your headlights, your tail lights, and your bumper. The reason for this is as they're wrapping it, they really want that wrap to get as close to the edge as they can, or to look as edgeless as they can. Once they've removed your headlights and your bumpers and they've wrapped all that, they're actually going to take a heat gun to the edge. Essentially, the heat gun is going to soften the edge of that wrap and make it nice and smooth on the side. So you're not going to see any little creases or crumple zones around the edges of your car. After they've taken the heat gun and smoothed out all the edges, they're going to take a very soft squeegee and push out all the air bubbles from underneath your wrap. I say very soft squeegee because if you take a harsh squeegee or a rough squeegee or an older one that just got a little bit of an edge and it snags on that vinyl, it's going to rip and tear right through it. Could you imagine spending hours putting a wrap on only to have it tear through? Now on some of your really high-end cars, they'll even go as far as applying a PPF film underneath the wrap just to further protect the car. Now PPF, if you're familiar with a clear bra on the front of the car, it's essentially that. It's a clear vinyl wrap or just a wrap on a wrap. One more thing to note before we go into the maintenance of the wrap is that to apply one will take them a few days, possibly even as far as a week. So if you think this is something that you want to do, make sure you have access to another car for the week it takes them to wrap the car. As far as maintenance is concerned, as long as you keep your car in the garage, this will last up to 6-7 years. Now, the harsher the conditions outside, if you bake it in the sun, if you live in the snow where they salt the streets off, and that wrap may not last even 3 years. But again, the idea really is just to protect your paint. So just as the salt, snow, hot temperatures, and extreme weather would affect your paint, so too will it the wrap. Which would you rather have, a ruined sticker or a ruined paint job? So I hope that helps any of you out there that are wondering what a wrap is and if you should do it for your own car. I honestly think a wrap is a pretty personal decision. It's not cheap. And the truth is that resale value you're retaining 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you've spent on a wrap. So the real question is, how long do you plan on keeping the car, and kind of what are your priorities? If you've got a car and you want to have a little fun with the color or the presence of the car, I say get the wrap. And if not, just take care of your cars. Put them in the garage. Take care of their paint, and fingers crossed you don't get a gnarly rock flying up from a big rig that hits your hood. Anyway guys, I hope you liked today's video. Smash that thumbs up button if you did, and click the little subscribe button below if you're not already subscribed. We'd love to have you. Also, that little bell icon, click that too. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And also another thing that I consider